My name is Claire Diaz-Ortiz, and I lead social innovation at Twitter. Twitter has a small team of folks who work with influential users on the platform. We believe that influential users have the great ability to affect the Twitter use of all their followers, essentially. So what we like to do is reach out and support and provide best practices. Someone on our team, on the media team, was doing some data research, essentially, just looking at a list of thousands and thousands of tweets and seeing what was really resonating with users. And at the time, he came across what he thought was kind of a strange anomaly, wherein all these Bible verses were being retweeted like crazy and being favorited, and people were really engaged about Bible verses. And a little more digging soon showed that religious content on Twitter was having amazing reach. So people were highly engaged with religious content and were really loving and asking for more of that content. So we've thought a lot about why this could be, why religious leaders are essentially able to be so much more engaged, and why they really are punching above their weight on Twitter. You see again and again pastors with a couple 100,000 followers, for instance, getting more retweets, getting more favorites than an actor with 30 times that. One of the key conclusions is that people on Twitter love positive content and love inspiration. And so again and again, that's why you see a religious leader who's, whether they're giving a sort of a positive aphorism or they're giving a Bible quote, that's why people are so interested in retweeting it again and again. Obviously, 2012 was a big year for Catholics internationally with our work with onboarding the Pope to Twitter. And I think overwhelmingly throughout all my work with the Vatican, I was just consistently impressed by how innovative the organization is. They've done an incredible job with really embracing new media, and that comes from the very top. The Pope has given messages essentially stating that new media is a great way to evangelize and to communicate with the world. The strategy from day one in creating that Twitter account was to create a name that could go on when there was a change in administration. So I think we are all very hopeful that the next Pope will be using that handle just as aggressively. When we work with religious leaders at Twitter, many times they worry that they don't have anything interesting to say, or they worry that they don't have time, and this idea of keeping one's life private. And many leaders still have that concern, and they're still worried about wanting to stay a bit more mum on their daily happenings. But I think over time you see more and more leaders all around the world embracing Twitter and adopting it, and being able to really find that balance between keeping somewhat of a private life, but also sharing enough of themselves out there that their followers are able to enjoy them a bit from afar. I've done lots of different one-on-one trainings with various religious leaders, essentially all over the world. If the individual is already on Twitter, I'm there to provide any support I can to get them more engaged or to problem shoot. That may be an individual one-on-one session looking through their exact Twitter account. Looking at Joshua Dubois' Twitter account, I think he kind of takes a tactic that we've talked about a few times, really sending out inspirational messages, whether it's, a Bible verse or, a motivational quote from a daily devotional or whatever it is.
One of the key things that you learn quickly is that Twitter is not a place to be inauthentic. In fact, you have to be, your true self online, or else it's just not compelling for people.
The best way to use Twitter is to use it in a personal way. So to share some amount of what you're actually doing in your daily life, to take a picture of you watching TV with your kids, to talk about you walking your dog, and to not just share those sort of more promotional moments where you have a new book coming out you want people to check out, or you've got an interview on CNN that you want people to look at.
I think one of the challenges of pastoring is keeping a pulse on your congregation, and Twitter is one way to keep a pulse on people. You read a tweet about someone that might be going through a situation, like, hey, my mother is going in for chemotherapy. Well, that's a way of prompting us to pray. And then I think Twitter can be a tool in which to even verbalize a prayer.
It's important to see Twitter as an effort that will complement, interpersonal engagement and relationship rather than supplement that. And so you can't move ministry online. Your online presence can be, it can be a ministry aid, it can be a political aid, but it in fact should strengthen and increase your interpersonal engagement rather than decrease it.
It's a technology that I'm trying to learn how to steward, and I want to use it well. In some ways, if you tweet the wrong thing and make a mistake, it can be multiplied by tens of thousands of people. So you do have to be careful with it.
In terms of individual religious leaders who are already using the platform, our work with them, I think, has just been overwhelmingly positive for them. We're just trying to help. Oftentimes a religious leader will say, "But what are you trying to get out of me? What do you want from this?" And I say, "No, honestly, I'm just here to try to help you make it better for you." And I think that's kind of a new concept sometimes for some of these guys.